60-yard touchdowns.
That's pretty great. That's stuff you talk about when you're a little kid. Like, man, what if we threw a touchdown on the first play of the game? That's the type of stuff you think of as kids. So it was great to go out there and actually put it on tape.
Was that schemed at the beginning of the game, or was that just something you saw open?
Oh yeah, we knew that. We knew what we were going to run with our opener, first play of the game, and we had an idea of what kind of tendencies they do when they come out, and so just let it rip.
At what point did you know you were starting, Bryson?
About a week and a half ago.
Cole, what does it feel like to be able to have a much better defensive performance against Florida this time?
It feels really good. I've been talking about, how we're embarrassed about what we put on film last year, and, we were playing with a chip on our shoulder. D-line, linebackers, safeties, corners, everybody played our heart out and paid off.
Jonah, same question for you.
Yeah, honestly, it's just like what Cole said. We're a whole unit, so everyone had to do their part for us all to succeed, and that's what we did.
Jonah, how satisfying was tonight, just given the injury last year and all the time that you missed?
Sorry, what was that?
How satisfying was tonight for you, just given the injury last year and all the time that you missed?
Oh, it felt amazing being back. When you miss a game, it's like it takes a huge toll on you mentally and physically, and it's like just to be back is like just brings so much joy to my life. So it means a lot to me to be back and be out there playing for y'all.
Nate, how comfortable were you out there and on your touchdown run specifically?
I was very comfortable. Going on year two, and you get more and more comfortable with the offense. The more reps you get, the more, the game slows down a little more. So, on that touchdown run, it felt great. O-line did their job, did great blocks. Receivers did their job as well, making great blocks. And, it was an electric night.
For Bryson and Nate, how comfortable were you guys with the situation tonight at quarterback? Specifically, there were 2 or 3 times where you guys both played in the same series.
Oh yeah, I think it's just kind of, this dude's got an extra dimension to him. It'd be foolish not to use him. And so, rolling back and forth, it's like a little dynamic duo. I'm in, you're out, you're in, I'm out. And we just feed off each other, and we got to keep the offense rolling, got to keep that same rhythm regardless of what quarterback's in.
I agree too. With Cam being down, next man up, and we would from fall camp to really from the Rose Bowl, spring, fall camp, winter conditioning, all of that. We just both put in the work, and just us dynamic duo, and prepared for game one, and came out good.
Cole, defensively, you guys were able to hold Florida from converting a third down until the fourth quarter. They only converted 1 of 13 overall. What was the key specifically defensively on those plays where you were able to just stop them time and again on third down?
I didn't know we did that good on third downs, but it's good to hear. But, we got a good third down package we like to do, get pressure on the quarterback, do some different things in the back end that they're not used to seeing. So making the quarterback have to think, right tackle is a hard place to play in, so thinking with a loud environment and, having guys coming at you, guys like Jonah Ellis, being able to rush 4 guys and get there it's not beatable, really.
For both of the quarterbacks, obviously you guys had great moments throughout the game. Where do you feel like are the moments that you wish you had back, where something didn't go your way, where you got a little improvement?
I feel like you have to watch the film to really see that. In the moment, you're just kind of going with the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game. So we'll find out on tape, and where we lost our rhythm, definitely something to improve on for next week.
Jonah, you held them only to 13 rushing yards. What was different this year than maybe last year?
Shoot, honestly, just the D-line, linebackers, and safeties all filling that box, I felt like last year we missed a lot of tackles, and this year we were really clean on our tackles, and everyone, when the opportunity was presented, we really took care of it. So that's probably what it was, is just our tackling and fundamentals and technique, which is what the coaches preach to us every week, every day. So.
For both quarterbacks, the offense didn't score after early in the third quarter, but how much of that was playing time and score, and how much of that was how efficient the offense was?
You can get it.
Say that one more time.
Question.
The last 25 minutes of the game, you didn't score. And I just wonder how much of that was how efficient the offense was, and how much was because you were playing time and score and just trying to run out the clock.
Yeah, kind of just like what I said last time, it's really just going to come down to the tape. What we see on tape, kind of see where that rhythm decided to go off or things like that. But I feel like it's really just going to kind of come down to the tape and kind of go off that rather than just saying it for the kind of firsthand without knowing actually what happened.
For the quarterbacks, what's Cam been like throughout this process, especially in the last week and a half, in terms of helping you guys out, or what's the relationship like, and kind of what do you anticipate going forward now?
Really just in the film room, on the field. He's just pretty much telling us everything. Go through your read progressions, read the defense, and I mean, with him being down and him like coaching both of us really as well. I mean, it's really a good thing too because we get tips from him. Pretty much get tips from him, and really just when you go out there, just stay relaxed, stay focused. I mean, if a play goes bad, just have short-term memory loss. I mean, there's obviously going to be adversity in the game, and there was tonight. And both QBs battled back from that adversity and came out with the dub.
One thing on that with Cam, though, is like me and Nate are having the opportunities to get reps while also having a veteran quarterback as like our mentor sitting in the back. Not very often you get those types of opportunities with a guy who's been there, done that, seen a lot of ball, and coaching us throughout our reps and practice.
For both of you, how important is it in your development to be able to just get this first game out of the way that it was designed specifically for you guys?
I mean, really, it's good. I mean, obviously having dynamic quarterbacks, us getting those reps in practice, preparing, and I mean, really felt good. I mean, just on to week 2.
Well, I'm curious, like how much does so Jack Balmeister had some big punts. Does that jack you guys up? See those big punts?
It's a game changer for the defense, playing on the one time he downed it really short. I know they did, get it out on the first play, but still it feels good when they do down it short. So, I mean, you can do so much more when they're backed up and they don't have that many options. So it's definitely pretty exciting.
Colton, you lift off there in the third quarter. What kind of happened there, and how do you feel right now?
I was just cramping. I'm good. I don't know. I was hydrated. I don't know what happened, but I'm all right.
Humidity.
Any other questions for the guys? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out defense.
Yep.
Shout out offense.
Yep.
Ready, Jordy? Okay. Really proud of our guys. We had a bunch of guys step up and pick up the slack for a lot of guys that were not available tonight, and that's the mentality you got to have. You can't cry and whine about who you don't have. The guys that are in the game have to get it done, and our guys did just that. Extremely proud of. There's probably 8 to 10 guys that picked up the slack for guys that were missing. So very positive there. Thought. Andy called an excellent game. We had the 2 quarterback, I guess you can call it a 2 quarterback system. Nate came in for some select plays, but I thought Bryson Barnes did a nice job. 67% completion, 160 yards. I mean, not gaudy numbers, but didn't turn it over and ran the offense. And then Nate came in and gave us some spark. struggled with a little bit of ball security a couple times, hanging on to the ball, but he's got a bright future, and he's electric. You can see, he makes guys miss. It looks like he's the fastest guy on the field every time he's out there, and so that was a big positive. We didn't have a ton of numbers offensively. We only snapped it 53 times, so it wasn't real prolific, but again, we took care of the ball. The defense was suffocating. Defense was the storyline of the game. Didn't give up a touchdown till the, right there in the fourth quarter. Had a bunch of sacks. I don't know how many sacks we had. Anyone got that number? 5 sacks. So got after the quarterback. Got a takeaway or 2. Do we have 1 or 2? I knew we had the pick. Maybe it was just the 1. But anyway, a lot of good things for an opening game, and got the tone set right out of the gate with Money Parks on a deep shot, first play of the game. That was outstanding. You see Bryson Barnes connect on that, put the ball in a perfect spot. Thought the punter did outstanding. Jack Baumeister really hit the ball well tonight. Place kicker did a pretty good job. That last kick is debatable. Do you go for that? Do you punt and pin them? And we're on about, the 34, 35-yard line, so it wasn't, or maybe 37. It wasn't horrible field position had we missed. And had we made it, it would have been a 16-point lead and essentially a 3-score game for them to get the lead. But anyway, he hit the 51-yarder, I believe, prior to that. And so special teams was a positive in that regard. Didn't get much going in the return game, neither punt or kickoff return. We got to work on that and get more production there. But overall, excellent way to start the season against a really talented team. And those guys come out of the tunnel, they look really good. I mean, it's a good-looking football team, and for our guys to really control the line of scrimmage on both sides was really a credit and a tribute to those guys, because that's where the game was won, really at the line of scrimmage. So questions?
Tenure, you've used 2 QBs before, over the years, but what was the advantage specifically of using your 2 QBs today?
Well, Nate is just a different type of guy to defend. It presents a different set of problems for the defensive coordinator, the opposing defensive coordinator. And, you look at those runs that he made. I mean, he made guys miss. He made them, he's got a great ability to run the football. And his throwing is coming along, and I don't want to discount that, but it's a change-up. I mean, they're so different that you have to have essentially 2 plans when you're facing those 2 guys, because Bryson is more of a guy that will rather beat you from the pocket and operate in that world. But that's the reason why. It's just in essence, a lot of it is in place of a wildcat. Instead of putting Eric Weddle or Quentin Jackson back there, it's another quarterback that you have more throw game available to you. So it also adds that dimension. The coordinator can't just load up completely for the run game, because he is a quarterback, and so he's got the threat of throwing the football.
You look at the defensive effort, and one thing that really stands out is that Florida only converted 1 third down the entire game, and not until the fourth quarter. How much of that was due to the fact that you guys were able to hold them to 13 rushing yards?
A lot of it. When you got to throw to get first downs and you're in third and longer situations, that lends itself to better percentage for the defense. And you're right, we did play exceptionally well on third down. We did give up a couple fourth downs, but we made some stops on fourth down, so that kind of balanced out. But I thought our defense, like I said, was really, if you had to say what was the one phase or the one thing that was the biggest difference in the game, it was the way our defense played.
What are your thoughts on Jonah Ellis and the game that he played?
Outstanding. Jonah Ellis is a absolute warrior out there. He's quick. He's relentless. He's got a motor that never stops. Our best pass rusher, Connor O'Toole, was not available tonight, which means Logan Faunnell, the true freshman, stepped up and played exceptionally well. Van Fillinger had missed probably 90% of camp with an illness, so he was not his usual self tonight, but he did give us some quality reps. But Jonah Ellis is a guy that is just relentless in his style of play. He just keeps coming at you snap after snap and chases the ball. Doesn't matter where it is. He's running full tilt after that football.
Last year you called the defense soft in the game against Florida.
Sure
What would you
did.
call it this year?
Stout, very stout, hard-nosed, tackled well. I don't know how many missed tackles we had, but it wasn't very many. Probably half as many as we had last year. And so good run fits. And, we're missing our top 2 D tackles. I mean, Samote Pepa couldn't play. He had some things going on. And Junior Tafuna, who I think is the best interior tackle in the Pac-12, one of the best in the country. And so for David Fotu and Aliki Vimahi and Keanu came in, and Tanavasa, and just played exceptionally well.
Cam, where's he at physically? And does a game like today, where both quarterbacks play as well as they did, give you a little bit more breathing room in terms of making sure he's 100%?
Well, we want Cam back as soon as we can get him back. I can tell you that. It was great to see the quarterbacks. Bryson Barnes is now 2-0 as a starter. He won the Washington State game last year and won this game. But Cam has made progress, and that's why we delayed because we wouldn't want to make a decision until there was a medical decision. And so, and he's been given more latitude, just in the last 48 hours. And so he's going to be able to practice essentially full on next week. And so it doesn't mean he hasn't been cleared. They haven't given him the okay, hey, you're in, but he can practice with no limitations. And so that's another step forward for him.
You had multiple guys on this defense record sacks tonight. What does that speak about the depth of this defense so far?
Yeah, we've been boasting about our defensive line depth, and we had to tap into that tonight when you have your Connor down, like I said, and Junior and Peppa, but you saw we had 6, 7, 8 guys we kept rolling through there who really didn't miss a beat. They just picked up the rifle, so to speak, and got it done.
Special teams have been kind of uncharacteristically up and down the last couple of years. Balmeister averaged 52 tonight. Obviously, the 51-yarder from Becker seems like probably a sigh of relief in at least week 1.
Yeah, it was a good start for those two guys, as I mentioned. You look at your special teams in its entirety, and we were used to a lot of production in the punt return game, and we didn't give our guy much of a chance, and we got to get him some space to return the football. And then we only had one kickoff return, and didn't get much out of that. So always something to fix, always something to work on. That's never not the case.
Kyle, in the second half, the offense wasn't as statistically productive.
Right.
Was that because of the way they played, or was that because you got the early score and you were up 21?
We didn't get conservative at all. I didn't feel, and so I think it was just more we started off strong and kind of hit a little lull there, and then we got a few things generated again, but we just didn't play as well offensively as we can tonight, and that's we played. The main thing is we didn't turn the ball over, didn't put in the defense in any bad situations, and so that's a credit to Bryson and the offense, but we're going to need to get better offensively as the season goes on, obviously, if we want to have a chance to accomplish some of our goals.
Bryson and Nate weren't perfect tonight. There were mistakes, but how beneficial is it to have those mistakes in a win like this?
Oh, it's always you can coach them a lot harder in a win than you can after a loss. They're more fragile and a little more. You got to be careful that you don't lose them, after a loss. But you can coach them hard after a win and make the corrections, and that's it really couldn't be a better scenario. Win a game, but yet have the ability to really get some things straightened out. Yep. Yeah, he was pulled from the game by the medical staff. We don't give details on what the injury was. And that's another guy, Lavani Damouni, stepped in and played exceptionally well in place of Karene Reed. Karene Reed's an all-conference linebacker, and when Lavani went in, we didn't really miss a beat. He did an outstanding job. And then Sione Fotu, you saw him with Karene exiting, that elevates Lavani to the nickel in the 4-2 nickel, and it elevates Sione Fotu as the third linebacker in the 4-3. He made some really nice plays tonight as well. He's a kid that started for us a couple of years back, 3 years back, and then went on a church mission, and he's back and a really good player.
The running game with the running back specifically weren't able to really get going. What do you need to do better to get them going?
Well, we'll have to watch the film. I thought Mekhi Bernard gave us a few good runs, and of course Nate. Wood Mekhi, was he our leading rusher? Yeah, he had 45 yards, as did Nate. So not a real prolific rushing game, but we only snapped the ball 53 times. I don't know, and they only snapped it 65. So I don't know if that's indicative of what to expect with the new rules now, because that game, there wasn't a lot of snaps, and so I guess if they were trying to, tone that down, they accomplished their objective. Seemed like they made up for it with more commercials. There was commercials every 2 minutes, and so I don't know what that's all about, but I guess we got to pay the bills, right, Mark? Yeah. So.